So I had a little Battletech problem, but I have corrected it. And that's what we're going to look at in this podcast. The Saladin hover tank. I've added a few to my collection. They will be painted up shortly. We've got a couple of clan battles coming up, and I'm going to get them ready for after those trials of possession, restoring order to the inner sphere. With that, tactics. I've been on the receiving end of this tank, this hover tank, for quite some time. I've watched it played in other games on there, and that informs my starting tactica for this podcast. A little bit different than some of the other unit analysis podcasts that I pushed out there, because those podcasts and vlogs and write-ups on my blog focus from the perspective of saying, hey, here's the unit, whatever it is, infantry, mechs, tanks, air support. I've played it. I've utilized it. Here's what works. Here's what doesn't work. Here's the combos that I've used. Very rarely is it so one-sided where I've been on the receiving end. So why have I not incorporated this tank before? Well, we all have our favorite mechs. We all have our signature vehicles, the things we like to play as a player based on our player personality. And my excellent Battletech friend Dave, he was the one who first started playing this. And, I mean, he's an amazing tactician for Battletech, but he was doing really well with the unit. So now I'm like, well, I don't want to copy you and steal your unit and steal your signature piece, but it's got the triple threat on there. It's got the triple threat AC-20. You guys know I love big guns on there. You can have your fancy plans. You can have your tactics. There's no arguing with an autocannon 20 when it gets to point-blank range. So it's got that. Check. It's got mad speed. It's fast. It's hover. It's got no armor. I don't need any armor. It's got mad speed, which opens up the ultimate delivery system for that autocannon 20, because most of the AC-20s mounted on mechs, even the Hunchback. Hunchback has okay speed, but you want mad speed as fast as possible with an AC-20. That's why the variant of the Karnov, the gunship that has the AC-20 in the cargo bay for the lulls. It's for the lulls, but it's a little bit terrifying because it's really, really fast, and it has an autocannon 20 in there, and it flies with that. So very, very interesting. But Saladin's got double threat with the speed. And then the final piece, the triple threat battle value is what? 590 something, 2.0 BV. So like what? Well, yes, it doesn't have any armor. It's a vehicle. So not only do you have motive hits, but essentially you're just an airbag with a fan on the back and a giant gun on the front. You get hit by anything, you're in trouble. I understand it balances out, but in small games you can squeeze one in, and it just has to get off one lucky shot, and you're in trouble. In larger battle value games, you could afford to take 2 or 3, so you've got redundancy in there. You've got some really good swarm tactics, and even with the higher type units that you're going to face in higher battle value games, that puts some bite. That puts some threat in there. So what have I noticed facing this across the table? And you guys will follow up in the comments and point me in the right direction. You got to be aggressive with it. You have to. There's no holding back whatsoever, because it's going to attract the attention from your opponent. I'm not saying that's a good or bad thing, because there's ways to exploit that. It's going to get their attention. They're going to be shooting at it as soon as they can. If they can hit it with indirect, they're going to hit it with indirect. If they've got some fast-moving counter units like warriors, they're going to try hitting it. So you're not hanging back waiting for that moment. You're not slowly advancing with the pack. It is very much a lone wolf type thing. You need to start being aggressive with it right away. Now, that works on the player personality, where you might lose it going in. It might happen. When I have a super powerful unit, yes, I'm sad-faced when you blow it up, but I really can't see this with my Demolisher tanks. Admittedly, they don't have the speed, but they have the battle value. They have the threat of respectable low battle value for what you get. Massive armor, a lot of armor, 2 autocannon 20s on one tank. I'm like a salesman for Quick Sell here, just selling you out. And on top of it, they've got a turret. So if I get immobilized, you just become this armored pillbox that you're just going to blast away. So when I play my Demolisher tanks, yes, I'm sad-faced when they start taking the hate and the firepower, but I mean, I can't blame my opponent. They have to. So knowing that, there is a certain player personality, I think, with the Saladin, a certain acceptance where you might lose it. You might lose it on the way in. It might start zooming, you take a hit, it deflates, it blows up, it goes crit, and it just, you never get to deliver. That might happen, but it's not the mainstay of your list. It's kind of the secondary piece in there. So we're going to look to be aggressive. We're going to work up the sides of the table. Some units can go up the middle of the table, the side of the table. They can work different things. Saladin's always going to be moving up the flanks on there because we've talked about in Battletech controlling the center is important, and you've got your pushing anchor units moving forward. Not to say you don't have your flanking type units on there or your side units, but this wants to move up there because it is going to try and get behind and blast away. Now, having faced it, here's the interesting equation, and I don't really know if I have the answer for it. So Saladin zooms out. Let's say I have something that can somewhat match it. In this case, this kind of the splash screen we're looking at here for this podcast were my Dogs of War mercenaries under contract, House Karita, for some much-needed urban revitalization against House Davian on there. Looking at that, the Saladin's incoming. So do I take my Jenner and break away the Jenner from my main battle group, or do you take a unit and try to chase this Saladin down, try to intercept it? Well, usually the stuff that has the speed to catch the Saladin, unless it's like a warrior, something on a completely different plane where the Saladin doesn't have the range to shoot up there. If you take a mech or another vehicle, for it to be fast enough, it's usually light enough. So if I run my mech, if I run the Jenner at the Saladin can just run away, or don't even play that game, just run away. Now I need to make the decision, well, do I keep on pursuing it and maybe firing at long range? But look, it's moving, I'm moving. What am I going to need, 10s, 11s, 12s to hit at long range? In that case, what am I really accomplishing, right? My Jenner's out of the main lance. That's battle value that I'm not actively using every turn on there. And even though the Saladin isn't threatening me directly because it's running away, I still haven't neutralized it. So then if I engage it, if the Saladin player is like, okay, you want to come at me, I only need one shot. Against the light mech, I only need one shot on there. And you can crunch the numbers, but again, it's big guns. This could be the game. This could be the role in the game. It's gonna happen at least 2 in a night. But this could be the first of the night of rolling double 6s, to hit something absurd on there, because the Jenner's moving, the tank's moving, we've got range. You're going to need 12s to hit. Do I want to take that chance as a player? You hit me anywhere, I'm just going to explode. It's just going to explode. So I kind of don't want to go up against you. I kind of don't want you to run away, but I need to answer something. The Saladin has forced me, every time I played against it, it's forced me to counter it with an answer on there. Because certainly if I do nothing, another option is, okay, look, this is the one-shot rule in Battletech. I'm going to keep my lance and keep my vehicles compact all together, spread out 3 or 4 hexes, so we have some maneuverability, and if I start taking damage on a mech, I can cycle one back, cycle one forward. But essentially we have overlapping lanes of fire based on multiple weapon platforms. This idea of a threat bubble across the hexes. So if I have an Awesome, if I have a Warhammer, and if I have a Griffin all walking together, in theory, you come into range of one, I'm going to pivot with the other ones, and you're going to be eating multiple PPCs. This is the idea of the one, you're going to get one shot, and then you're dead. So you're going to run up there, you're going to shoot me, and then I'm going to focus everything overlapping and take you out. And the Saladin, I probably will. But here's the thing with the AC-20, if I let you get up there and say, look, I'll take it. Any other vehicle or type of thing with, I'll take it. Roll the dice. Yeah, I'll take it. Then I'll take you out. I can't gamble that with an AC-20. I can't. I really can't. And if we're playing at that battle value, could I take that unit out in one turn? Probably. But then I've wasted, or I shouldn't say wasted, I've spent all of my shooting for one turn on that one unit, on that one tank to take it out. That leaves all of your other units in your lance, in your build. They're not going to just be hanging out doing nothing. That's essentially a free turn of shooting you get against me and my mechs and other units, and I'm not returning fire. All for 560 or 500 and something battle value on there. And again, being an AC-20, I don't want to let it get close. It's going to get rear armor. It's going to go against one of the lightest mechs on there. It's going to put that hurt. Or look, even best case scenario for me, you're going to throw that. I'm playing, last podcast up in the archive, we were looking at the Atlas on there and some tactics with that. So let's say I'm an Atlas. I'll run that Saladin up there. Just the Battletech averages, no legendary headshot or Snake Eyes armor crit on there. For the most part, you're going to hit center-ish torso, center, left, or right. In an assault mech like the Atlas or the Awesome, you got to chew through a lot of bubbles before the opposing player or the other mech warrior has to start worrying. Playing the odds, if I run up for the battle value and land an AC-20 shot on you, left torso, right torso, that's now shaved off a lot. Even though I haven't broken through to internals and we're not doing crits, I've hurt you. It's like Drago when he's cut. That I've stripped you of a lot of armor on that shot on there, and now that has significantly weakened the first one or two staying turns of that assault mech. Can you really afford to have it go toe-to-toe? Not that you want to do that with assault mech to assault mech. We see this with a Battlemaster a lot. That's why it's a Battlemaster. Sometimes you need to do a little bit of a delaying action. Sometimes you need to say, based on mission objectives and other things going on, I need to sit here and slug it out for a turn or two. You do that with your assault mechs. If you've gotten in a free 20-point bubble reduction on me, on the center torso where ammo is, left or right torso where ammo is, or center torso with engine and gyro, I can't take an engine hit on an assault and start pumping that heat up. Even if I've got good heat management, I need to leverage all those weapons. That's what I paid the battle value for. So yeah, it's like Saladin is great. I mean, I don't know, are there some boards where it would be really awful? Tons of elevation and woods and lots of hills. Yeah, but for the most part, it's got that triple threat on there. So challenge accepted, problem corrected, tactically triple threat of AC-20, mad speed, low battle value, forcing your opponent, and I've been on this receiving end, forcing me to make tactical decisions that when I've made the tactical decisions, I'm like, I don't like that decision. I don't like what my opponent is forcing me to do here. It's not the solution. It's not the solution. It is a solution, and probably not the best solution. But I got to do something with that tank. I got to counter it somehow, somewhere. Your thoughts on it?